We have now Keith Saha from the company 20 Stories High, who we've worked with before. They're bringing a show called Melody Loses Her Mojo. And to find out more about how Melody loses her mojo, the Leicester Mercury's Nigel Paulson will be interviewing Keith. I could welcome you both.
Keith, great to see you here today to talk about an innovative and very exciting production that you're bringing to Curry. It tells the story of three people's experiences of the care system. Mm-hmm. And I believe that it was the original kernel of the idea came from the fact that you experienced the care system as a child.
Yeah, I wanted to write a play based on some of my experiences of being brought up in care, and I wanted to tell that story in an innovative way that reached out to young people working with their own art forms. It's a hip-hop theatre piece using puppetry and live music and dance. And as a part of that process, I've been working with lots of other young people who have been in care all over the country, really, and sort of looking at what their experiences are as well. For me, it was sort of the late 70s and early 80s, so it was very different. So being part of that research and speaking to young people who are going through similar experiences now, it's been a real eye-opener.
And I think you told me you've discovered a common bond between the people who've been through the care system. Yeah,
I mean, when I was in the care system, it was more to do with young people's homes and everybody being in care in a care home. Now it's more policy to be fostered, and people are fostering an adoption. But I still think there's a through line in terms of family, and actually the young people that are still being looked after in care homes, one of the common themes I've found is that their peers become their family. I mean, there are some fantastic social workers as well, but often young people were thrown together under different circumstances, often from different parts of the country. They sort of find each other and codepend on each other. So that's one of the themes in the play. I mean, Melody, just to tell you about the story, Melody, it's about two sisters, Melody and her younger sister, Harmony. Melody's a teenager, and her younger sister, Harmony's 6 years old. And when they enter the care system together, they are separated quite quickly. So we follow the story of Melody, and her objective really is to be back with her sister and to get back together again. And Mojo, there's elements of magical realism in the play, because I don't want to sound like it's all it sounds quite a worthy piece. It's quite anarchic. There's the puppetry element comes with Mojo. Now Mojo is a monster. He's a toy monster that's also a rucksack. Now, when these two sisters got separated, the mojo, the bag, the monster, got handed from the little sister to the big sister. And there's moments of magical realism in it where she brings her mojo to life. So the mojo represents a lot of the psychological states that Melody is going through. And the monster transforms into lots of different beasts and creatures along the way.
The production's aimed at the 13 to 30 audience, perhaps a neglected area of the theatre audience. Important to target that audience and important to have Curve actively involved in helping you with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's fantastic that we've got a really interesting creative team on board. We've got Sue Buckmaster from Theatre Rights, who's our puppet director. We've got Kwesi Johnson, who's a choreographer from Leicester, fantastic guy who ran a company, Malachi, for many years. We've got Kate Unwin, who's also a Leicester set designer, theatre designer. She's a fashion artist, and also she works in pop music videos. And basically what we do, 20 Stories High, what we do, there's two strands to the work. We have professional touring theatre, but also we have participatory projects, and they're of equal importance to us. So what we do, we work with young people with their own art forms. So if it's hip-hop dance, spoken word, poetry, and us as theatre artists and professionals, we collaborate with them to go on an artistic adventure, if you like. So lots of the stories and art forms that we do in terms of working with our youth theatre transfer over to our professional productions, we say, artistically and socially and politically. And it's just brilliant being in Leicester as well as a co-producer, because we believe that it's really important to put these young people's stories on the stage.
And hip-hop is an art form that so many young people relate to. So bringing elements of that and mixing them with more traditional theatre elements, it really helps you to speak directly to the audience you're targeting.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, sometimes if you mention hip-hop theatre with puppetry, people start to run away, and especially of a certain age group. I think with our younger audiences, we're working brilliantly with the curve. We're doing so much work in terms of the participation level, and working with lots of different groups with Tim here to bring those young audiences in. So there'll be lots of workshops around the organisation. We're working with Too Funky and Soft Touch, so really get away with the young people feeling that they have an ownership over the art forms and the play. So we'll be doing lots of hip-hop theatre and puppetry workshops and beatboxing workshops. And one of the things that from Ghost Boy, because we brought Ghost Boy here last time, but one of the things that surprised us with our more traditional theatre-going audience is that we surprised them as well, which was really good. It is a play for young people, 13 to 30, but also, hopefully as a playwright, I'm writing something that will exist as a play as well, that can reach out to everybody. And we sort of break down some of those preconceptions of what hip-hop is as well. Including, people in my family who might have thought that hip-hop was quite misogynistic or homophobic and has that gangster rap sort of public, face that we sort of, we play with those preconceptions as well. So we have a classical cellist as part of the Mojo musical team. The dance, as well as it being hip-hop, Quasi works with ballet and jazz and contemporary, so it's a fusion of those things. But yeah, it's something that we're in pre-production at the moment, so it's a big team, so there's lots happening.
A very accessible piece, and one that's going to change a few perceptions as well.
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much, Chris, and thank you, Nigel.